All right, everybody. Today we are going to be doing some programming for the gym, for the athletes at the gym, as well as updating some numbers for the high school, like we did last week, and hopefully we get some people coming in with some questions and things like that, because that'd be good to kind of take up some of the time. I have my water bottle that's hopefully not going to blow up on me, which it has like 3 times this week. I don't really know what's going on there. But we're getting ready to get into it. Well, after I take a drink. So I have a pretty general idea of what I want to do. See, this water bottle. It's not going to be looking good. Of what I want to do for the program. So it's not going to take very long. But we're going to do this real quick. Let's take all of that and copy it down to here, like so. And then we're going to keep going from there. So, move my phone out of the way. Starting on the 6th. So what we're going to do is definitely keep in the SSB box squat. I think that's been really, really good for us. And we're doing a 5 rep max, 3 rep max, 1 rep max. I kind of like that. Not going to change a whole lot on that. Barbell RDL, we're just kind of working down in reps. 3x5 to 3x4 to a 3x3, just so you can kind of slightly get heavier throughout the weeks. Dumbbell step-ups, I think, is something I may change here. I'm trying to see how much I can cut out and still improve. And honestly, I feel like lower body training went relatively pretty well this past cycle. So I'm thinking of leaving that very, very similar. There might be a few things as we go throughout that will change a little bit. Mainly, we're going to start doing some pulls a little bit elevated, or block pulls, whatever you want to call them, will be the biggest change to lower body. And then our bench press or our upper body training is going to change a decent amount, at least for our main pressing movements. So we'll go ahead and get into it. So we'll go ahead and change sumo deadlift to block pulls. We're going to do 3 mat. We're not doing deficit. I think I have to actually create the exercise first. So what we'll do here is add a side workout, create the exercise. Call it a 3-inch block pull. Or 3 mat pull, block pull. I don't know what to call it. 3 mat pull, 3 mat sumo pull, sumo deadlift. We'll call it that for now. Elevate plates on 3 rubber mats. There we go. I know what I mean. That's really the biggest thing, so then I can translate to the kids what I'm talking about. But there we go. So we are going to do this. So I think the biggest thing is just trying to get people heavier weights in their hands. It's going to help them a ton. Sumo pull. And again, we're going to do a 5-3. This is where I've been kind of like questioning whether I want to squat heavy twice a week. So right now I have been doing more of a quote unquote max effort dynamic effort day, at least with the squat itself. And I'm just not sure if I feel like the 12-inch to plus 6 inches of foam is doing it for us or not. And I think it is, but the only problem is a lot of us were a little more inconsistent this past week because of summer games and things like that and trips. So that's where I'm a little bit worried about. But we're going to go ahead and just probably rock with it for another time of doing like a max effort squat and a max effort pull on the separate days and then doing a dynamic squat. Now, for the dumbbell step ups is kind of what I think I need to change, whether it's going to be into a split squat or a step up. I want to kind of leave them the same. or I want to continue doing step ups, but the only problem is we don't have as many dumbbells as I'd like, or at least heavy enough dumbbells. So what I think I am going to do is change that to, at least for the intermediate group, at least what we're going to call it, is change it to a 16-inch step up, which will obviously change the stimulus quite a bit. And I think I might have to, yeah, we're going to have to create the exercise there as well, which is not a big deal at all. But yeah, feel free if you all want to drop in questions as we're going through. Doesn't have to be about the program related. Any training questions are fine. Or if any of you all have been following along and wanting to know more about the gym, I would love to talk about that because that's slowly underway. Honestly, not so slowly. A little faster than I even actually originally anticipated, but step ups, change it to 16-inch. And those ones are just staying very, very linear for the most part, in terms of just doing 2x6, 2x6, just trying to increase the load on those every time. Next, what we'll be doing is changing our sprint stuff. So we'll go ahead and change the metrics on these. First, I think what I want to start doing is running a lot more just 10-10 fly, because we will use that more for the OVR score that I like to have us do, or I'll put in every so often. But I think that'll also just, again, be just a little bit better of a sprint and then keep something a little bit more constant and just as a kind of frequent tester. There we go. Okay, then we need to change this here to the 40. Some of the things seem to be a little bit messed up from the last time. Whoever's here, say what up in the chat so I know who you are. Appreciate you for tuning in. 4 jump RSI, 12-inch depth jump, and 16-inch depth drop. I like how I call these different things, but we've already been tracking it like this, so we're just going to leave it on, just because we have the data on everything. Probably throw in another broad. I think that's all the metric changes we're going to make for now. But we'll go ahead and get into changing around the upper body movement. So what I think what we're going to do this time around is get away from where are we at? Last time I did like similar to the squat, I went 5-3-1 on different things, but I think I want to get rid of that. And I think I want to do a bench press, just bench press versus chains for all of them, and then do brief maximal tension net. We're gonna see how that goes. I'm kind of curious, to be honest, but we'll just gonna have to figure out how it goes, to be honest. But I like using the accommodating resistance, and I think that will help us a lot, just based off what I saw. What up, Deacon? This is your program, dog. We're gonna be running back the chains on some stuff, but we'll be doing that every single day instead. But I need to make a bench press versus one chain real quick. Apparently all the exercises that I'm wanting to use today are not in there. This versus one chain. There we go. All I had was the close grip variation. Okay, so now we'll go in, change bench press to bench press versus one chain right here. And then we'll also change the close grip versus one chain as well. Close grip. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Hello? What do you call it? Close grip versus one chain. Why is it not searching for it? Group verse 1. Deacon, how was your 4th of July, dog? I know you didn't come in on Saturday. I don't remember. Did you have a game or anything like that? No. Trying to talk and do this at the same time. It's not going very well. There you go, one chain. And then we will need to go through and update all of the sets and reps on that. So we're going to do 3 there. Just call it 8 RPE, keep it simple there. And then all the close grip 3 boards are going to turn into 4 board press. I don't know if you're still here, Deacon. The 4 board press is what we're going to move into, which will be pretty interesting. But the idea here with the bench press is we're getting still full range motion for the bench. I just had a family get together at Trevin's on Saturday. How was yours? Sounds like you all had a good time, so that's awesome. And mine was pretty good, actually. I went to a friend's I haven't seen in a while, and their dad's birthday was pretty cool too. We just chilled for a little bit. Watched some fireworks, of course, and things like that, but that's good. Did you all shoot off a lot of fireworks? Hopefully none of you lost a finger. Would be ideal, at least. WordPress. And I'm glad you guys probably hopefully you guys had a nice little break. I know you guys had a rough week for the most part with everything, with games and things like that going on. I'm gonna have to update some of the numbers through this anyway, so I'll just go back and change it. So with the 4 board, we're gonna do the same thing where we keep kind of a linear approach, just doing a 3x3 bench press versus chain. So I'm kind of thinking of a new way to do the brief maximal tension. Not a new way, just a different way of like doing a 5-4-3 because we have 9 total sessions. So I'm thinking 5-4. Here, let me put this in. There we go. There. So if we do 5-4-3-4. What am I thinking here? Hold on. What if we do 5-3-4-2? 3-1 is what we've been doing. Honestly, I don't mind that. Let's just 5-4-3. If we do 5-4-3, see how this runs. Worst case scenario, it doesn't go very good and we can adjust again, but I think this alone will hopefully help. We'll do better than last time just because we're getting more volume on the bench here. 5-4-3, we'll do 2, leave that at 3, 2, and then 3, and then 1, potentially. So we'll, not potentially, is how we'll go. So change that to 3, change that to 3, change that to 3. And I need to get rid of this note because I will not be gone anymore. 1 there and 3 there. Okay, cool. And block out days. There we go. I'm no longer leaving. I was going to go on a trip. Deacon, that's probably what, I don't know if you ever seen that. Oh, you have not got that on your phone yet, the app on your phone yet. So that's probably why you have not saw that. But I think it was Sawyer that I was saying something about it the other day. But that's kind of the bench training. I feel like the the dumbbell row was still a good option, but I'm thinking I need to put back in the chin-ups, but I'm kind of haven't decided fully yet. I think putting in the chin-ups for you all could be good, but let me take a drink real quick. But I think we could also get away with not doing a 4x10 on that as well, on the rows. Probably get away maybe with 3x10. So let's try to do that actually. Back through here. Let's cut down the rows to 3. there, and let's do 8. And then cut down this to 3, and then do 10. Okay, 3 and 8. 3 and 10. Deacon, if you are still here, or just for everyone else that's watching, we are some horse stall mats away. So if you know anyone that has any horse stall mats, anybody watching, whether you're live or um, watching the video after, let me know because I'm trying to find some for a decent price. But horse stall mats, and I'm waiting on to hear back from a guy with a barbell that I think would work for what I want. We need a deadlift bar, and then we're getting really, really, really close to being ready for the gym at least. Um, we'll be able to afford it. It'll be a little bit of a grind for sure, but we should be good. I'm hoping for August 1st could be a day of like putting down the deposit, and then I start kind of transitioning to there would be the idea. But anyway, so we switched to dumbbell 3x8, 3x8 there. So we've saved a little bit of time on that aspect of things. And I feel like we don't need to switch up a whole lot because I thought like overall it was pretty good for accessory wise. But the overall pressing itself just was not there fully. So I'm kind of liking this for the most part. Trying to decide on any sprints and things. So this is the 5-10-5 still. And that's good. Bench velos in there, of course. I think I'm gonna leave the 5-3-1 on the squat and then kind of see how that goes this time around, and then maybe we can transition to squatting twice a week again, because I want to make sure that our squat is going up, which will hopefully also push up the jump as well. But we'll go with this for now, and I think this is the main changes. This is pretty simple for the most part this time around, so I'm not too worried about this. So what we're gonna do here. Actually, we're not going to copy that over. We are just going to go to here and then pull down this one because this will be more of a brief maximum tension already for the squat and the bench already. And this won't have as many changes really either. So pace workout down. Loading it up here. Okay, so this past time for what in the world? Let's see, did that just bug this out? Hoping not. Okay. I don't know if I did that by accident now. Okay, I'll delete that. Intentionally full face cam. I appreciate you letting me know about that because I was not intentionally full face cam. So that's on me. I was doing that because later when I switched to the high school, I want to protect some names. So I was gonna like go to this one and then go to this one while I'm like doing some other stuff. So no, here we'll go ahead and thanks, Caleb. We'll go ahead and walk through what I just did. I mean, hopefully you could hear me talk through it a little bit, but basically we'll show the first programs. So just by the week at least. So this is Caleb for you. This is for the kids at the gym. So it doesn't fully apply to you, but I'm sure you'll still be interested. And then Deacon, that's my bad dog. I really thought that it was working, but I have it on my other side, but it doesn't really like. I thought it was. I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of it apparently. Anyway, um, so we had normal bench press, and we did like a 5-3-1 on regular bench, and then a 5-3-1 on a close grip versus one chain, which I ended up not changing out the close grip later on, or not versus the chain, but on the board. But what we're gonna do now is go to bench press versus one chain, and then do our brief maximal tension, where we're kind of decreasing in reps. And this time we're gonna do a 5-4-3-2, and then we're gonna go 3-1. So we're staying more in that higher volume range. And I think the higher volume will help with the bench press when we get back to another 1 rep max. Again, that will be just versus the chain still, and not regular. So for the people at the gym, they'll have to kind of wait another cycle to do a full regular bench press, but I think it'll be fine. And then we'll follow up with a 4-board press for 3x3, and that's just going to stay linear as a 3x3. I'm talking to Michael Fahey, or Burn Ladders, on Instagram, Twitter, and all those things. Good dude. He does 3x3 with 4-board press, and I'm just going to kind of literally just take it from his and put it in mine to see how it goes, just to get heavier weights in our hands. And this will be for everybody too. I think it'll be really fun when we can just get some heavier weights in our hands. And then we drop down the dumbbell rows to 3 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 8 instead of 3 sets of 10, or 4 sets of 10. And then we would do 4x12, but we dropped it down to 3x10. So we're still just incrementally increasing that. I think we're going to leave in the rolling dumbbell extension, the cable face pulls. I thought that was pretty good. Same thing with the lower body. We just changed from 12-inch step up to a 16-inch step up. So a lot steeper, but it'll be harder. I think we'll get a little bit more, hopefully, carryover. Razor curls and back extensions are going to stay the same. I think that went well for the most part. Pushing the weight on those more. Built-in march, keeping it 1 to 3 sets, 2 minutes at 90 pounds has been good to kind of decompress everything and get the ankle foot complex going. And yeah, everything stayed pretty much the same, as well as, or the only change was we did for the metric side of things was we were already going to do 10-10 flies on all 3 weeks, just to, if someone misses or the weather's too bad where we can't go out and sprint, then we at least have the data point to do the OVR score more often. Anyway, moving on to the beginner side of things, for some reason, it pasted this one. I'm not sure why fully. But we should be there. So I'm going to delete those right there. And then double check to make sure this one didn't get messed up, because it has been weird when I'm doing the group programming. Okay, it looks good. All right, so going through the beginner stuff now. Again, not much is going to change. I'm not going to have them do what in the world is going on? I will not be having them do any type of 5-3-1. It's going to be not even on lower body. It's going to be brief maximal tension throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to copy this right here, move it down, and then just change up the smaller things that we did with the intermediate group. And we're going to go ahead and just X out of that for now, so that doesn't get, hopefully that will limit the accidents that happen when it comes to the group programming right now. Has been some bugs in the past. But SSB box squat, keeping it the same. RDLs, keeping it the same. Step ups will change to honestly for them, I think I'm actually going to leave the 12-inch step up, and then I'll go into individual calendars and change that, who I believe will do the 16-inch step up instead. We're going to leave the dumbbell jumps. The metrics, the only thing we need to change here, and then we'll get into actually changing the exercises around. So that one's going to be a 10-10 fly, 10-10 fly miles per hour. I do need to update. I don't actually know how to do that, but I need to update my OVR equipment. I still have not done that, and I think that is partially why I have some bugs sometimes when I use my phone, which is kind of annoying. I need to fix, of course. I'll get to that eventually, hopefully. But we're going to keep them at 10-10 fly. And then we're going to come back through. For them, I got to remind myself the cycle we did. We did a 5-4-3, and then we did a 5-4-3, 4-5-3. And I did kind of like that. But I think I do want to end this one with a 1 RM. So we might end up changing this to a 5. Let me think of how I could do this. So I do like the volume. When you choose the height of the step ups for each person, is it due to experience level or weight or height? Yes. So for the intermediate group that I just kind of got rid of, the reason that I changed it from 12 to 16 was because at the gym, we have 95s and 90s, but a lot of them were at 90s already. And by the end of the cycle, they would have to be doing more weight than we're allowed, like we're able to when it comes to the dumbbells. So for that reasoning, it was the weight because we don't have it. That'll also, again, that'll force them to use less weight because the higher step. Um, Experience level, also yes, but that is more of, again, more of really, it's a strength thing more than an experience thing necessarily. The shorter step up again will be a little bit easier. So as you're more experienced, aka stronger, you should be able to do a higher box. And then when you're saying height as in body height or limb length, that could also play a factor because like if I have two kids right now that are relatively lengthy, where like the 12-inch step up really isn't doing that probably a ton for them in terms of like it's not really a deep ranges of motion, which is fine, but it's also good to kind of progress them through a further range of motion after they've gotten some decent strength underneath them already. It's kind of like the inverse of like I like using higher box squats at the start to get them comfortable with weight on their back, and then I put them in a deeper range of motion. It's similar to that, except kind of almost backwards, where it's easier. It's backwards in the sense of the height, I guess, if that makes sense. I keep looking over here because I'm seeing myself talk, so I apologize. But Caleb, did that answer your question? Because it does all definitely play a little bit of a factor. Let me see here. So let's do close grip 3 board. 3 board is going to be replaced by 4 board press, which will be crazy with some of our arms arm length, but it'll be fine because we'll use tons and tons of weight, which will be good, getting us more adapted to it. Add set group. Okay. Yeah, that could help clear. Cool, perfect. 4 board press change for bench press. Again, I want to end the, where are we at? Here we go. Squat and the bench, I don't want our M. So 5, 4, 3. What if we just do 3, 4? We'll do 3, 1 here. Make that easy. 3. And then change that to a 1. Okay. And then bench 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1. And I'm not going to have them use the chains as I think just the more beginner athletes would benefit. Oh, not that. Benefit more from having the free weight or the straight weight through the full range of motion. Cool. Okay, I think that's that for the exercises, but we now need to go through and change up the reps for the dumbbell rows. This is the only thing I'm changing, seeing if we can get away with using a little less volume. When you open the gym, would you still do your coaching outside of it or only within? Are you meaning like helping the high school and things like that, or do you mean like coaching clients like at a different gym? Like what's the full question, if that makes sense? Like, is there more details behind that? Because like it'll kind of just depend more than anything is the best answer. Like I help a family right now at their house. That will still be a thing because also some of the stuff that I'm doing now will help supplement the financial side of the gym until the gym is like completely able to basically pay for itself. Which as long as things are going how they seem when it comes to people that are interested and in the open gym side of things, as well as some more athletes that are getting interested in the gym, it's looking like the gym will be kind of self-sustainable relatively fast when it comes to a financial standpoint. Um, but why didn't that save? Um, but as for the high school, which is a little bit separate from my answer there, it will all kind of depend, and it honestly might be pushed to more of a summer only type of thing where I'm maybe only there in the mornings. Um, but that'll just kind of depend as well because if at the current moment, unless by next year that gym's going great and I can afford a little bit more stuff, the 24-hour aspect of the gym that I wish to eventually have is a little bit more of a monthly cost that I cannot afford at the moment. So I will have to man hour the gym, or the gym will have to be ran from me being there uh, for like legal reasons and things like that, pretty much, at least from my current understanding. So, like if it's 7 to 12 when I'm opening the gym, it's not going to be really possible for me to go and coach the high school. But that's kind of like a conversation I have to have with Crooker and the ADs and stuff like that from the school. Um, Obviously, you know who Crooker is. No one else probably does watching, unless your brother is, of course, or any of the other Northwest kids. But um, I am looking into trying to like virtually coach the school, and that's going to be more of a programming more than coaching, really. But of course, they could still send videos in, but they won't have access to their phones if it's a during school training program, of course. Um, so I fixed up the. Hopefully that helped, Caleb. If it didn't, I can keep expanding on it. Um, let's see here. Box squat's good. Barbell RDL, sumo deadlift. I've been liking just following it up with 2 sets of sumo deadlift after. Things look good. Yeah, pretty much just things are gonna stay pretty much the same. So that is pretty much it for the programming side of things. And I could go through and do numbers for each person as well, um, which I could do quickly. I am purposely going to put it on the, yeah, I understand. Okay, perfect. I'm purposely putting it on the full face cam so I can hide some names, which I know most of these people have said that I can record them and post them and whatnot, but that's also not them getting their full name out there. So, um, just popping up names real quick. I don't actually know if all of these people, because I had 2 new people coming to the gym today or this past week, and I was very excited about that. So hopefully they end up signing up, and they seem like they will. So pretty excited about that. We are going to switch to the slightly ugly looking um, one with a little bit more expanded face cam there. And then we are going through individual athletes program right now and getting their weights in. So this athlete just did 3x5 at 135. We're going to come over here on Monday, which hopefully he's there, but we're going to try to go 140. RDL, I don't know the last time he did RDL. He did 115 for 3, or he was supposed to. We'll go 105. This athlete has played a lot of summer ball, so trying to see where he's been here recently to put in the most accurate numbers that I can is sometimes a little bit of a challenge. He's like pretty consistent as much as he can be, but can be hard sometimes. For him, we'll probably go 40s. He's pretty strong kid. There, back extensions, 55. Let's try to go 60 for him. These back extensions can go up way more than people really think they can do it. And strong low backs will never be a problem. Having a strong having a strong low back will never hinder you, in my opinion, at least. When was his last? Okay, let's try to do 60 for 5 here. 60. I don't know what his 4 board press will be like. His dumbbell row, he did 30 and 35 for 12. We're doing 8, so let's try to go 40. Dumbbell extensions. When was the last time he did these? 10 pounds for 15. Let's just try to go 12s. Here, we'll try to go 45. All right, perfect. That's one done. So then this athlete does need to be shifted around a little bit, and he needs to have a couple movements switched around as well. So, because he's been having some certain issues. So box squat needs to be changed to belt squat. And we'll do that to a box still. Right there. And then the sumo deadlift needs to be changed to a barbell RDL right now. And there's just been some tailbone issues going on, which is slightly concerning because I'm not sure what's going on quite yet, but we are finding ways to continue training that are still helping the athlete get stronger, which is all we can do. So we're 5, 4, 3. We'll just do a why is this 4 weeks, June 27th. Undo that one. We will just do a 3 by 5. So we'll just do like a linear throughout the week, basically. So 3, 3, and then we'll do a 4, and then a 4, and then RPE 9, RPE 9. Again, these are kind of just arbitrary, putting in the RPE because they will. We know at the gym that like we're supposed to kind of go pretty hard on those, basically, for lack of a better term. Regardless, and we had. That's not good. Hopefully that's saved. Okay, things look okay. Can I do that? Hello? Okay, there we go. And we'll just be shifting everything over because this athlete cannot come on Mondays. He is a Tuesday through Thursday and then a Saturday morning person. Which is fine. And I moved the wrong one. And he probably won't end up belt squatting. That'll be we'll change that later on because he probably will not be doing a 1 rep max on the belt squat, which not a problem, but he probably will not be. But what are we doing here? So bench press, he actually had been doing very well on that. So we're going to go, last time he did 3 by 5 at 70. We're going to try to do 75. Dumbbell rows, 50 for 12. Let's try to do, we'll go 55 to 60. We'll give him a range. Extensions. He has been dealing with a little bit of elbow things. He's just kind of beat up. We're trying to rebuild some stuff there. Body-ended tricep extensions have been good. So we'll keep doing that. And then here we'll go 45, like so. And the belt squat, he has not been in for a little bit for the belt squat. Just fine. He's been a little sick as well lately. I promise I'm not beating these kids up on purpose. 3 by 6, 110. We'll put him at 110. So he did a 6 right there last time, but he's coming back. He'll be coming back from a little bit of sickness. RDL is right here, 115 for 4. We'll try to do 115 for 5. 50, 0. Back extensions for 5s. Put him at 50. Simple enough. Perfect. That's another athlete done. And there we go. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 athletes. Really just 6 for the time being, and then we might come back later and do the other 2, which I'll go ahead and actually just X out of those up top. You all cannot see that as I have kicked it off the screen a little bit. Okay. Let's do for this one here. He did 103. He was killing it the other day. So he did 120 for 3. Let's try to do that 110 for 5. And he wants to go up during the day, or that day we will. 75 for RDLs for 3x3. We will, and he did 5 reps by accident. That's okay. We'll change that to, we'll leave that at 75, but we're going to encourage him to go up for sure. Step ups, he did 35. He did 40 the next time. We'll try to go 45s. Razor curls, technically 0. Back extension, he did 35 for 15, so we'll try to do 40 for the next one. And upper body, did that Saturday, did 55 for 3, and then 2 for 2 at 60, which is fine. Well, he did do a 55. We're going to go for 55 again. For what I don't know. Dumbbell rows, we're going to go 35. I remember watching them, they were not the perfect dumbbell rows. I don't need them to be perfect, but I need them to be a little bit prettier than they were. And he'll be at a 35 for that, actually. There, perfect. Okay. And I wish I could put on, I don't know how the stream thing works, so I wish I could put on like you haven't typed anything, no one's sent a message in a minute, but an audio cue of when someone is sending in a chat, but I don't know how to do that, but that's okay. Anyway, and there's nothing on here. That's not right. Okay, 1 second. One second. I'm really hoping that that saved, because if not, I'm going to be slightly upset. Oh no, it did not. To be honest, I don't know if you could add an audio cue. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm like looking over here, and it doesn't, like, chat box. If I do this. Oh wow. I don't know if I like that. Do you like that this is on the screen? Caleb, what do you think? The chat, is that good or bad? I don't know. I can't type today, not gonna lie. That's okay. Sorry, I need to pay attention, because as you all can see, the problem is I've already programmed this and it's gone. Interesting. Okay. It's not ideal, because we do train tomorrow. So let me work on that. I kind of like it. Okay, cool. I'll wait. Okay, I think it's still on. Is it still on there? Can you still see it? I think I have it turned off for other ones. Did you try hitting the undo button? That's a good point. Give me one moment. I'll see if I can do that. Because there is an undo button. There actually is an undo button, where I don't remember where it is. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. What if, I'll show you some insider knowledge here, which is not good because I'm assistant coach. Can you, this is the assistant coach that's like it's like an AI coach that's helped me, like, it'll just kind of help speed the process up of sometimes when you're programming. Can you, what do I cue prompt it? What is the prompt that I need? Can you put back the program from July 6th through July, what is that going to be? 24th? 24th that I can't spell. Deleted. We'll see this. We'll see if AI saves me. Why is it? We'll see how that goes. If not, I'm not that worried about it. Like, I'll figure it out. It wasn't a lot of changes, but overall, it was kind of annoying more than anything. Can't restore deleted workloads when we rebuild. Let's see what this does. What do we think? Oh wait, this is not going to put it on the group program. I don't think actually has the system code, so that was pointless. Interesting. Okay. One moment, one more time, because I might be able to save me some time with doing this. I do this. Here, we'll hit hide name. So I'm going to try to save this as a template. It says athletes 7/6 through what I say 7/24. I think will be close enough. We'll try this. Save, good, and then we'll try to do template WSS. Oh nope, WSS. There we go. Start date 6th. Hopefully this works. We'll see. Because then we don't have to change a couple things around. Still unsure of what fully happened. But we're in somewhat of business. So we need to change around. We need to do the bench press versus bench press into bench press versus one chain. Replace all those. Okay. Then we need to do replace SSB box squat 16-inch. You replace that with 3 mat sumo deadlift, but we only want to do it on like that, and we want to do a 3. Really, it's a 5 to 7. 5 to 7. 5 to 7. And then it's going to be a 5, 3, 1. RM. 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 Place some 3 workouts. Okay, good. Now, we need to go through a couple more things. So sumo deadlift needs to be SSB box squat. There we go. All of them need to be 8x3. RP, let's just call it 9. Technically, it's a velo thing, but it's okay. Dumbbell step-ups need to change. 12-inch step-ups. 216. Easy money. And then Nope, there we go. We need to do right here, we need to do 5 to 7, and then it's an RM, save. Five to 7, and this is just taking within 5 to 7 sets to hit this, including warm-ups and things like that. So you're not going to actually do a 5 rep or a 3 or a 1 rep max 5 to 7 times. It's not the idea. Just you shouldn't need more than this many sets to warm up if you're taking your jumps properly. Next, there we go. Things look good there. Now we need to go through and change the. I apologize for the last few times we've done programming ones that this gets messed up. I need to start probably doing it within a template and then assigning the template to the group. I think that might do better, or at least consistently not mess up for the time being until they just get some bugs worked out, which I am completely fine with finding the bugs for them because they've helped me a lot. And them, I'm referring to the Turnkey Coach team. Shameless plug, if you are a coach or want to be a coach or want to track your workouts, check out Turnkey Coach. Do not get paid from them. I really do not. I actually pay them to use their software. Now I'm just randomly. Caleb, you got to start asking me questions before I just start saying random words. Okay, things look mostly fixed besides, what the hell? Okay. Cool. Okay, now we're still on hidden names. Perfect. It's more funny to listen to you lose your mind, though. That's a good point. You probably are enjoying that, I would say. Okay. Refresh and voila. Okay, perfect. You actually have programming now. I'm going to refresh all of this. And we're looking good. We're looking good. Perfect. Okay. Need a quick timeout because I do have to leave in a little while. We should have about another hour though. So, hour of me yapping because I have a lot of stuff to do today anyway. So I'm probably just gonna stream until I cannot, until I gotta leave. So we're almost done programming for this group. He did a 5 RM at 240. We're probably gonna try to have him do 250 or more. So we'll just go here. And they know it's kind of like a 250 is your minimum, and then you can do another one if you want. He did 135. For that, we're going to do 155, 0. Back extensions were 50, bumping them up to 55. Simple as that. Bench press versus one chain. He did a 5. He did not do 5. He did a 3 for close grip at 85. And did a 4 for close grip at 85. So we're going to do 85 still. Because it'll be regular grip. Should be a little bit easier. Don't know about that. Dumbbell rows, he did 55. Probably going to bump this up to 60 at least. Extensions, 20s. We're going to keep it at 20s now. And this will go 70s. Okay, so that's that athlete done. I've gotten back into a good mindset now, Caleb, so you can ask more questions and I won't be rambling, so there's no fun left to be had. Anyway, this is let's see here. Let's go through here. 16-inch box squat. Best 5 RM is 260. Probably try to go 265 will be the idea because they have not been training a lot because they had a trip. 150, I don't know. These are 0. Back extensions getting up to 50 now. And then bench press versus one chain. Are you still planning on eventually having your own powerlifting team? Yes, that is the idea. It might not be. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's probably not going to be as like. I don't know if it's going to be still like official, but I don't know how. I don't know exactly the details on that still. Like, ideally, we just have because like a Woolray Strength Systems powerlifting team, or I'm thinking about changing the name because I was talking to my training partner about this to Warrensburg Barbell Club instead of Woolray Strength Systems. Mostly because of like if there's powerlifters that are coming into town for whatever reason or driving through and need somewhere to train or whatever it might be, they're gonna look up a barbell clubs near me or something like that. So having Warrensburg Barbell Club be in the name is a little bit more broad, and then the Woolray Strength Systems can be my coaching and things like that to kind of narrow that down through online coaching and then the athlete coaching, etc. For this, we are going to put her at, let's try, we'll do 95. We'll see how it goes. And then the rows, she did 60. So to answer your question, though, yes, I am. I don't necessarily know what that process is going to be like, but I'm doing my own meet here relatively soon anyway. My training partner Nick, he just did his own meet as well, and so like there's people already powerlifting. We just have not formalized a team yet. But when that happens, I'll definitely be posting about it to some point. And obviously, you know about like you're in as soon as you are able to come to Warrensburg. So we're 5RM, I did 275. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Would you also eventually host meets? Yes, that is kind of a plan. I want to be able to host meets because there's not a lot of meets around. And I just realized that she wanted to do something else. So let me do this real quick. What are we doing? Yes, because there's not a lot of meets around here. Like the closest ones that are usually going to be in Springfield, Kansas City, or St. Louis for like the very middle Missouri towns. And hosting a nice little like local meet, I think will be really cool as well. Get some traction for the gym and my coaching, as well as people just wanting to compete don't have to travel so far. I think would be really really good. We're gonna go back to here, and then we are changing this to SSB box squat here to just SSB. Do I not have just SSB squat? Okay, I do not. Okay, let me make this because this athlete actually wanted to do a free squat cycle, and we're still just going to use the SSB so she can be in the rotation with everybody still. But SSB squat, should do that SSB squat, and there we go. But yeah, I think hosting meets would be really really cool. And I have some cool ideas. Something I'm really interested in, and I don't know if I've told you this one yet or not, Caleb. So I was talking with one of the coaches on this like they're like part of the Turnkey Coach platform. But anyway, SSB squat. I don't know who it is, but there's a coach that runs lots of meets, and I can't remember the coach's name, but the way that they run their meets is like a King of the Hill style, which I think is really, really cool. Where like on a Saturday, I could have, and this could be the meet or just something separate. But on like a Saturdays, I would love to run like an open gym hours basically. So meaning you can come in, get a day pass, or sign the waivers and stuff like that for free. And for 3 hours or something in that on a Saturday, there's going to be a King of the Hill squat session, right? So meaning I can't draw, but let's say there's 5 people. One of them can squat 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400, 500, 600 pounds, right? Well, obviously everyone can do the 200 besides the one guy. He's going to top out there, shuts down. The next guy is going to drop off at 300 while everybody else is still basically just warming up, and then 400, then 500, then 600, and then you have a winner at the 600 pounds, right? So that person would win the King of the Hill squat session or bench session or any max effort movement we want to pick for that Saturday. And I don't know if doing this like either once per month or once a week would be probably harder to do, because if you do it once a month and kind of market for it, people can kind of program around it that are not already at the gym and don't know about it. They can be like, oh, I've seen this thing, I want to go do this, but I don't want to like max effort squat on Thursday and then turn around on Friday and have to max effort squat again. But that'll only probably happen once we get the monolift, most likely, which you know what the monolift, if you all do not, you can actually just look this up real quick. Monolift. See if this actually pops up. Here we go. Hopefully this takes me not to something weird. Okay, so this is a monolift, and it's basically a squat rack that is adjustable. So no matter if you're squatting with someone that's 5'5" and 6'5" in the same session, they could squat together. Is kind of the idea of that. Okay, let's keep going through here. Okay, I think we're done with this athlete. Yes, we just changed her to the free squat. Now we're here, 5RM, 275. That's what they did last time. Let's try to bump that to a 280 to 285, potentially. Barbell RDLs. He's going to do not barbell RDLs. He will be doing pull throughs. Okay. Oh no, Steven. Barbell RDL. Cable. Pull through. And for some reason, it's bringing dates up that's passed already, but that's okay. But yeah, I think meets would be really, really cool. I'll have to do a lot of talking to other people that have done that before, though, before I take on that task. And I definitely want to be able to, like, I want to compete in a couple beforehand as well. So I don't just like, I want to see how they kind of flow a little bit better. But also, like, if I notice something that I don't like, then I can kind of do it differently. Don't know what this is going to be fully, but he did 155 for 4RM. So let's just try to do 155 there, and that was close grip too. So let's try to do 155 dumbbell rows, and 80. Try to go 85. We don't have 85. We'll go 90 maybe. I do have to head out. Thanks for answering questions and have a good rest of your streams. We'd love to see some meets for sure. And I think we can stream those too. That'd be cool. All right, Caleb. Talk to you later, brother. I will see you tomorrow, I'm assuming, for training. You're going to have to wake up 8:30 to 10:30 is the only hour. So you're going to have to wake up a little early. Make sure you go to bed. Get some good sleep. But I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you for tuning in. 70. No. Okay. That looks, whoa, not 90 for that. 90 here. Dumbbell extensions. Okay. He's getting some elbow pain too. So let's do, that was dumb. We'll save that, and then we'll change it. But if anyone else is in the chat and has any questions about the programming or anything like that, or what Caleb and I were talking about the gym, please, would love to answer any questions. Or if you just have any random questions about training, I'd love to answer, at least do my best while I'm doing this. Keeps me entertained while I'm doing some of the more boring work for the most part. So I am checking my phone periodically as the time goes by, because I know I have to do, I have somewhere I have to be, or I'll be summoned somewhere in the near future to go help some people move a couch. When you get stronger, right? I'm not strong, but when you get stronger, you'll notice that people just want you to help move stuff all the time. It's not ideal, but it's fine. I did just move a hot tub the other day, which was interesting. It actually wasn't as bad as I initially expected it to be. Um, but anyway, yeah, so we're almost done with the athletes for the gym. We got like two more here, which will go pretty quick. They did squat 265, so we're going to try to go 270 to 275 here, 275. And I definitely have cracked down on their squats, being a little bit more strict on that, which has helped a lot in making sure things are just moving more smoothly, I feel like. They did 225 for that. 225. Steps, I don't know. Add 10 here. 60. Okay. We have one more day on this one for upper body here. He did 165 for 4. That was close grip, so we are going to change. It is probably going to be a little bit easier, but that's a good starting point still. Rows, he did 80. Rows, we're going to switch that to the 90. Dumbbell extensions, he did 30. Try to do 35s. 35. And then once again, we'll try to do 70 there. All right, and we got one more athlete here, and then we will try to speed run a little bit faster through the high school numbers. It will take me just a moment to open up all their names, which I'll have to slide over to where you guys can zoom in real close and personal up on my face, which will be great. We'll do 115 for this squat to start. Barbell RDL. 4. Definitely do 110. He'll be fine. Positive step ups. 5. 30s. 0. 60. And these back extensions, you can really push them, and it's just a very easy way to just see some improvement and it just didn't help them their ability to kind of hold their posture, in my opinion, during the deadlift, squats, things like that. 3x5 on bench. Let's try to do, we'll go 55. Board press, don't know. Dumbbell row, we're at 35s right now. We'll go 40s. Rolling extensions, 15s. Stay at 15s one more time. Heel full face pulls, 45. And there we go. So those are the kids at the gym. We'll be exiting out of that now, and then going over to a different coach's account. So I'll take just one moment to put up all these numbers for people, and I'm only going to put up the numbers that I know will have numbers to actually go based off of, so it won't be as bad. But I have been working on getting attendance for these, and that has done pretty well. I was pretty happy with what I had seen for the most part, being only halfway through the summer as well. So that's exciting. Yeah. But I also counted through, like, we do on average have about 30 athletes rolling through the door on most days, which is really exciting. And this is for the high school once again, whereas last summer it was maybe like 10 or 15 on a normal day. So we've pretty much doubled how many people are showing up. A lot of them female athletes, which I really enjoy, just because a lot of them have never been exposed to weight training, or strength training rather, whatever you want to call it, and being able to help them realize that it's actually pretty fun to get strong is awesome. And yeah, we're about done with putting up all the names of everybody that will hopefully still be showing up. Again, some people that have not been here that are still on the list, I have not, I will not be including. So if any of this athletes from the high school are watching, and that's you, start showing up. But if you have been showing up, continue doing so. What did I just put up there? we're getting close to the end where we have also a couple new people, which is great. Two more. Even had someone the other day that showed up and was not super excited that they had to show up and then did fine and then texted me today to make sure what time was weights tomorrow. Hidden names. Okay. Should be able to roll through here now. So this athlete did miss this bench session, so it'll be a little bit weird basis to off of. He should be there tomorrow though. But he also missed these 2 days, which we were off these days anyway, to give them a little bit of a break. But we're here, so he did 190 for 4. We're gonna try to let him go 195 for 3. Barbell RDL. He did 115 for 5, so we're gonna try to go 120. Split squats, he did 35s. Trying to go 40s. Very simple here. Back extensions, 55. Go 60. Just small 5-pound increments on most of our exercises alone, done over time, can really, really help a ton. So he did 3x4 at 90. He was supposed to. We're just trying to keep that at 90. Overhead press, he's supposed to do 50. We'll keep that at 50. Dumbbell rows, do not know. 25 for 10, but I know for a fact he could have done more. So we're gonna go rock 35. Dumbbell skull crushers. Do not know why I put 35 down. Must have been a mistake on my part. So we're gonna put 15s, then we're gonna put a 0 and a big fat 0 on that one as well. Cool. All right, and then hopefully a lot of athletes show up too, so we can do the good old OVR score. So that was another athlete. This athlete, I almost feel like we will have to not put numbers down for them because I forgot they hadn't been here. And I found that that's kind of a better idea, and then have them look at their history when they're there and show them like, hey, if you don't hit these numbers, this is why you haven't been here for as many days as you should have been. So we're just going to go ahead and actually skip past that athlete. This one, we'll do belt squat. Once again, belt squat, box squat. We're calling it 16, but he's did a 3x10. We're going to keep it at a 3x10 again, and we'll try to go 300 pounds. Barbell RDL. He was able to do RDLs last time. It was a little bit sketch, but we're going to go to just 275 again to keep the stimulus there. Hopefully he's just feeling a little bit better. He's been having some tightness. I'm going to leave the 65 as well. And then we're going to hopefully see a 0 and back extensions, a 60 there. For the bench press, we're loading. We got a lot of athletes loaded up. While this is loading, I do have to check my message real quick to make sure I'm not late for anything. Perfect. Perfect. So we're still loading. Grab a drink while we're loading here. All right. Have loaded. So first things we need to do, Larson press 2x4, 210. We're going to do Larson press. Once again, Larson press. Press 210. We'll try to go to 15 to start, but if he can go 220, I'll allow him to go up. Dumbbell shoulder press instead to keep some tension off the shoulder. That's going to load. This may not load, and we might have to shut down the screen early if this is going to do this. But we might be able to make it through, hopefully. 3x8. We'll just go down to a 3x6 to keep things heavy still. And he did 55s. Let's try to have him go 60 to 65 there. Dumbbell row. He needs to actually go to Meadows row because he is using the dumbbells that are, he's too strong for the dumbbells that we have. not dumbbells in general. Would never let that get to his ego. Hopefully. Meadows row, we're going to keep it at 8. He did 90 last time. We'll go 95 to 100. Dumbbell skull crusher, he was not able to get to apparently, but we'll keep it at 30. And then 0, 0. Save. Okay. Okay. Same thing here. We're just going to skip that one. Here we can at least do this. So 200. Look at back here. Okay. Barbell RDL 3x5 165. We're gonna try to go 170 to 175, pushing that to get a bit more. The hinging can always be pushed a little bit harder than people realize, especially with the athletes that have really good technique or better technique rather. So I try to push that as much as possible, especially when I know that we've been doing the back extensions, things like that to keep us intact. For this, we'll go 120 to 125. What did he want our max bench at? He did 140. So I'd like to see him hit 145 at least there. Press, he was planned for 70. We'll keep that the same. He's probably been training over the break. He didn't do obviously this program, but we'll go 60 because he could probably do more than that. He has to do just something slightly different because of a shoulder. 40, and then we'll do 0 and 0. Should be good there. Perfect. And some loading. So we'll probably do a cutoff at 5:30. So we'll do about another 20 minutes. If you're watching in Central Time, I guess. I doubt there's many people that are not watching in Central Time if you're live. But if you are not, let me know. That's kind of cool. Moving on to the next one. A lot of these guys were also gone for basketball on this Tuesday, so cannot get too upset about some of them being gone. 165, 170. Hopefully that goes fine. RDLs have been 80. Yeah, this should be fine. Dumbbell split squats, 30. That I just don't understand what has been going wrong with this athlete squat and bench. Really, I don't know if it's a programming error or and I wanted like wanting to take the blame, but everyone else is slowly going upwards, but his is just very stagnant. So I don't know what I need to do with that athlete besides just stay a little bit more reserved. I think has been helping a little bit, and that's been helping with a lot of the bench press in general. But bench, so he's supposed to do 85. We'll stick to 85 there. Press supposed to do 50. Stick to 50. 50. 55. Give him a range on that one. Skull crushers. We'll go 15 to 20. We'll go 0 and 0. Again, you all should feel very special that I'm streaming this. Not really, probably bored, but I could be watching Supernatural right now, but trying to put out some more content for you all. And then it also helps me stay a little bit more focused, I think, as well, and actually get this stuff done like I need to. For this one, they did 135 for 4. We'll do 140. They'll probably fight me on that, but that's okay. They'll live. 20, 25, 0, and then we'll go 15. We did 60, 60. Oh, let's try this. We'll go 60 to 65. We'll see how it goes. And we'll try to go 45 to 50. There, dumbbell rows. Definitely go 30s minimum. Dumbbell skull crusher. 10 to 15. And pull aparts. 0, 0. Perfect. All right, making sure this is not the text I'm waiting on. It's not. All right. See, this is what I'm saying. You all at least streaming this is at least helping me stay a little bit more on task. Like I'm checking my phone a little bit, but um, we go. So that's like was at 150. Honestly, he could probably do a little bit more. I kind of reserved this one a little bit more, but we'll let him send it a little bit on this last week before we start a new program. 115. Have him go 120. Double split squats. He's been 30s. Just simple. This is just simple progressive overload at this point. Just trying to add 5 pounds every week on a lot of these other exercises. But on these back extensions, people think they can't do as much because it just feels heavy, but it's not that bad in all reality. Bench, we'll probably go 90 for bench press here because it was a bit of a grind for the 85, so we're not going to make a huge jump, but we'll go 90 there. Press 45. We'll go 45 to 50 again. His 45 was a little rough, so but his rows, I know he could do more there, so we're going to jump him that. Did 20. Same thing, going to do a range because I knew they were a little shaky, and that's just becoming of just knowing your athlete. And there we go. We're just loading, loading, loading. Okay. Yeah, so about 15 more minutes here. I might be able to finish if the internet would load. You guys cannot see, but I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 athletes left. So if the athlete, if the internet would load a little faster, oh, I'm wasting time there, would load a little bit faster, I could probably get through these a little bit faster too, but here, we'll try to be as efficient as possible. So they did not do squat, RDL, and step ups, but I feel like I remember them doing that. But anyway, we'll try to go 190. RDL. Oh, they did not actually. Now that I think about it, 185. 140. I'm going to keep it the same. The most step ups. 12 inch. 45. I think those. They can do 50. 0. 45. 80. I'm gonna try 80 again. Just getting more reps with that in her hands would be good. I'm gonna go 35-pound bar on dumbbell rows. 45, 25, and then 0, 0. Save and save. So that's more like it right there because we can just try to get them done as quick as possible. 240. We'll go 245 to. Oh no! See, I'm trying to go fast, but now I'm folding under the pressure. 170. I don't know why they didn't do that, but 45. They can go 50 for sure. Then 0. Go 55. Bench. We're supposed to go 120. We'll do it again. Maybe, yeah, we'll do 120, 125. Very indecisive on that one. Press. I don't know. Don't have any numbers down for it, it seems, which is not ideal, but that's okay. We'll skip past that. Rows, they were supposed to do 40. That's way too light. 15 is also way too light. 0, 0. This athlete does not have anything recently. 245, 255 for 4. Go 260. Try to go 260 there. Already else did. They did 195. We'll do a 205 right there. Dumbbell split squats. Did a 65. Getting up to 70s, which is awesome. 0. And we'll go 45. Bench went 115. They did a 125. We'll do a 130. We'll see right there. 130. Press 80. Try to go 85. Dumbbell row 55, dude. Skull crusher 15. 20 and then 0, 0. I'm not really talking as much about the process right now because I am just trying to get this done. If you all do have a question though, I will obviously answer it. So just leave it there if you need, if you want. If you don't have a question and just want to listen to me continue to ramble, go for it. 120, she can definitely do. She'll do 135. She did the other day. Barbell RDL, but I think she just didn't type it in right. Let's do 110 to 115. Dumbbell split squats. She only did 20. She could definitely do more, but we'll go 25s. Sometimes you just have to stay more reserved with the certain athletes if you just kind of know their personality and things like that, and just be willing to kind of work with them a little bit. So we'll go 65 there. Press. We'll go same thing, 45 to 50. Dumbbell row. Definitely bump that up to 35. Dumbbell skull crusher. Give her another range. 0, 0. Okay, open, open. Actually 205, so we're trying to go 210 to 215. Whoa. 210 to 215. What'd she do for 3 not long ago? 205. Okay. Barbell RDL. Split squats. Oh my goodness. 35s. 0. It smells like something's burning in my house, and I don't know why. I'm hoping it's not something actually burning. That would not be good. I'm gonna make sure that she's not done. 95 for 3 already. I don't believe she has, but she's not. So we'll go 95 to 100 there. What was her 1 rep max? She did 110, so we'll do 95, and then she should hopefully be able to 115. Press. She did 60, 65. She'll be okay. Dumbbell row. No, she could do more than that. And again, worst case, if you can overshoot, and then if you overshoot by 10 or 15 and really like only for sure want them to do at least 5 more pounds overshooting, then they'll usually compromise with you a little bit. Open. So she did not complete this workout. Open this up real quick so you guys cannot see this real quick. There we go. 200. I'm doing that every time. 200, 115, 35, 35, 35, 35, 0, and 35. Bench, 100, 105. What up, Gabe? Thanks for coming in, watching, brother. How you doing? I'm still thinking of some names to give you. I have a list in my head right now that I think would be interested in having a conversation with you. Need to reach out to them, but after our message, our talk the other day, I've been a little bit busy with the holiday and then um, working on some programs and stuff. Yes, sir. We've been going at it for about an hour and a half. The first part of this was building some program for the athletes at the gym. This is updating. This is about 30, 24, and I did a few already. So probably about 30 athletes. Whoa, about 30 or so athletes that I am coaching at the high school. And I'm just updating all their numbers. All of them get very specific numbers for themselves every time. Which is fun because they progress really well there and they get excited when they PR, which is great. This one was just now done her first upper body or lower body day. She's come to a lot of upper body days and kills it there, but then has not showed up on lower very often, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Bench 85, 90, press. She did 50. We'll try to go 55 there. Rows, she did 25. She could definitely do 30 to 35. She'll probably go for the lower, but we'll give her the option. See what she takes. Skull crushers. I don't know why that says 50, but let's go 15. And then 0, 0. Next, open them up. Now, 340. Check what his best 3RM is. His 3RM is 340. He just did that for 4, so that's good. We'll try to go 350, baby. Why is it keep doing that? 350. Barbell RDL, he did 265, 275. 275 to 285. 75. 0. And we'll go on 35. For some reason it says 30-pound dumbbells, but that's incorrect. We'll fix that in just 1 second. Bench, he went 210, 210, 210. I'm tempted to put him at 210 again, but I honestly think that it'd be more beneficial if we just got a little bit heavier weights in his hands. So we're going to keep it at 215. Press, he went 110. We'll try to go 115. Rows, he's at Meadows row as well. Right there, 4x8. Go 95 to 100. I'm sure both of them will end up doing 100, which is fine, of course. And we're going to try to go 35s there. And 0, 0 there. But yeah, Gabe, we've been programming and update numbers for about an hour and a half now. And I do have to leave in about 4 minutes. So I joined in a little bit late, so I apologize about that. But things have been going pretty well for the most part. I'm going to put this at 230. He should be able to do that fine. 185. He did not do that, but he'll be okay, I'm sure of it. 55. We'll keep that there. Back extensions, 65. Let's go. We'll keep it 65. Bench. I'm in the same spot. I can see you list later tonight of about 5 to 10 names that fit the mold you're looking for. No rush though. Get a fun 4th and ready to get back in the lab. That works, brother. If you send me over, that'd be very beneficial. And like I said, I will try to build a list by the end of the night or sometime tomorrow. I have still a relatively open week still because we're only going 8:30 to 10:30 with the school, so I have a lot more time in between than I normally do. That I can get you a list sent over. So he went 135. So let's go 140, 145. Yes, the more data, usually the better training. So I've been trying to keep that going, and we're trying to track as much data as possible every single time, whether if it feels a little overdone or not. But they track almost every single rep, every single set, and the occasional miss, they don't, they mess it up. But for the most part, across the board, like the people that are tracking the most consistently and correctly will see the most improvements. So we're just gonna anyone here, all the ones that I just X'd out, they're just not going to have good data anymore because it's too far away, too good. So they'll ask me, and then we'll go over their history and stuff together, and we'll improve that. For this one, 165. I know he can do more, so that's why I'm making bigger jumps than I have been. Um, yeah, I am very ready to get back to it, especially with the school. It's been a good little break from it for sure, to get a couple things done that I needed to, but definitely ready to get back. Hopefully, see some more improvements and things like that. We don't have anything for this one. He's left for basketball a lot. She does not have anything either. Yeah, that's going to be a guessing game still, and I don't want to guess too much. It's still a little bit of a guessing game, but there's a little bit more of a precise way to go about it when you have more recent data. We'll go 175. It's been looking better for him on a squat side of things. Cardio, we'll go 125 to 130. He'll probably end up going to 135, depending on who's training with him, but that's okay. I believe he can do it. 0 and 45. Bench, 330. He went 105. We'll try to go 110 here. Press, 55. Try to go 60. 60, 25. So we'll go 60, 25, 0, 0. We're almost done, and we're just going to grind it out. I do, like I said, I have to dip out at some point here very soon, but I think we can finish this out. I'll update his squat one at least here, 195. Go 200 for him. Make sure technique stays good. 135 for RDL. This guy, come on now. 35s, 0, 0. And I think, Gabe, if you're still watching, I think this could be something, not obviously upgrading or streaming training programs, but I know you were trying to post, thinking about posting content, things like that, but like doing a live stream of answering questions could be really good and engaging for people. I know, like, if you scroll back into the chat, like Caleb, there are not as many this time, but last week when I did a stream, I literally answered questions that he had. He's one of the athletes at the high school, and he's going into kinesiology. I literally answered questions for him for literally an hour, and I think it's just really beneficial for people that are interested in what you're doing, and it just shows that you at least somewhat know what you're talking about. I don't claim that I know a whole lot what I'm talking about, but I think I'm do okay. 35s. She did the actual split squats last time instead of step ups with her knee still. Back extensions, she can do 45. She'll be okay. She's gonna fight me on it. Okay, we're gonna try to go 80 again. Why did I do that? Press 60, 65, 50. 15 and then 0, 0. I would save myself a lot of time if the things that I didn't know will be 0, I initially put to 0. I agree with that. A good Q&A session can go a long way for people. 100%. No, it only takes. You could also just do it like 30 minutes a day, or just like 1 hour. Twice a week or once a week, anything like that, just to get some consistency going and get started. I think it'd be really good for what you're trying to do, especially because you already have. You're trying to make calls with people and stuff and answer questions to help them. I think it'd be a good idea. You could just put it into a format where it's to everyone, right? And then you could kind of clip that up and then post that to smaller videos. I think could be good, and just an easy way to get more content for you. I would definitely clip it up myself, like what I'm doing, but I'm lazy. for that, and I actually don't really know how. That's why I'm lazy, is trying to figure it out. Um, which I will be trying to do that soon. I do know that a lot of this stuff is harder unless I answer a very specific question. Um, I think that would be the more of the content that I could post in smaller clips, answering questions. But that's your whole thing right now that you're doing. If I'm not fully mistaken, um, is answering questions for people and trying to help for the most part. Like that's the initial idea of everything. So having a public way to communicate all those answers could be good for you. 35. We'll just run that back. 0. We'll run this back as well. Like so. Ben, she did 80. We'll go 85. All 3 sets, even if you do not get 3 reps. I bet she could do 60. She did 55 already. It's 35. She could definitely do more than that. And then 0, 0. Last one. We didn't put anything in. But that's okay. We're just gonna skip some stuff. So I had to pull this off for namesake. I was a little bit late, but it should be okay. Okay. And here we are finalizing last one. So I bet she could do 50. Should be okay. She did not do press. So we'll try to do down bar and then 0. I normally stream on Sundays at 4 p.m. plus or minus about 15 minutes. I've actually got the system down to where I don't accidentally I don't go to sit down at 3:50 and then forget how to actually get the stream started, so it actually starts on time. But 4 p.m. is normal start time, and we're usually rocking and rolling. By then, I'll usually do like a 10-minute kind of intermission before we get started to let some people join in if there's going to be anybody that's live. And I keep looking to the side because my face is over there. I need to look there. But yeah, 4 p.m. And normally we do any type of programming, which next week will definitely be programming for the high school. As you can see, we are out of session, but that'll be our final training cycle. I'll also probably do some numbers as well, probably just do a longer duration stream like this and kind of double dip. But hopefully do it a little bit more efficiently. Maybe the internet will be more kind with us. But yeah, trying to do at least one a week. I'm trying to maybe work in a second one here and there, but I want to make sure I'm consistent with one before I try to expand. Because 2 a week right now, depending on my schedule, can kind of be a little bit of a reach here and there until things slow down a little bit time-wise. But yeah, so I'd love for you to hop in more and either ask questions or just chill and hang out. I appreciate it. Well, everybody, it is past 5:36. Gabe, if you have any more final questions, shoot them now. I'll chill around for about 4 more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I have a couple things to do before I have to go help lift a couch, and a couple more ideas to look on. I can show some behind the scenes. Let me make sure I'm not going to disclose anything by accident, but let me show you some behind the scenes stuff I'm working on right now in just one moment. I've been working on today, so I don't think you should be able to see anything here. This is what I've been working on today, client forms, a bunch of different forms and waivers and things like that for the gym. Some of them have not actually been fully built, but I have the template and the flows all built out how I need them, and now it just comes into filling them in. This will have all the waivers and things like that. For anyone that's on there and curious about coaching potentially, you can go to, I can maybe link the store link. I know it's in my bio of the YouTube, but I might link it in the description here as well if I remember. But there's also just a few other things you might not know. So good, I'll put that in my camera. I'm good, man. When you're ready. I appreciate it, Gabe. Thank you for joining. And I hope to see you next stream, next Sunday. I'll finish this quick thought just to kind of show you. You can tell some of your people that you think that might be interested. But like, I'm planning to start trying to build out this resource list a little bit better, where you can, go through this right now. There's some tabs that I have, just nutrition, rehab, and stuff that I have not filled out and utilized to the best yet. But I want to start utilizing this a little bit more for all my clients. You'll also get access to this, at least you should, if you have just buy any of the free templates that I have. I'll show you some behind the scenes of this. I have a bunch of free templates on there as well. One of them's private right now that I made for someone specific. But you can go check out the free templates. You get access to the app of training. You can message me. Should, as long as everything is set up right and actually working, get put into a community group chat, which I probably should not show you right away. Let me see, where are we at? Template. This should be fine. A community group chat where you can ask, everyone questions, and then I'll usually pop in and see any of the questions that pop in. 3 participants currently. Not a lot of people have picked up the templates, but if you need a training program, whether that's general strength or athletics, or just want to copy what I'm doing, it is for the taking on there. And I'm going to update some of these coming up soon, as of we just did one of the programs. So actually, I'll do that right now before I forget, and then while I'm on here. So I was going to shut it down, but now I'm distracting myself again. I believe it's till 7:24. Check the calendar real quick on that. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 7:44. Perfect. And we will be doing, there we go, template flow. Things are looking good here. And again, they are all free. Makes it a little bit weird for me to type it in sometimes. Try to do that. Like that, and then save maybe. There we go. Yep, go pick out a free template, or if you just want some personalized coaching, go ahead and join. And yeah, if you need anything from me, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, for anybody that tuned in live. And if you're watching this and have watched all the way through at another time, I apologize for the boringness and repetitiveness of these streams. But I think it's cool to just kind of show the background and the behind the scenes process of being a coach. So I'll talk to you all later. If you have anything, let me know and I will get to it. Bye.